It was a very difficult time because I found that Sudan as a whole, at least where I grew up, was pretty violent. And I've been experiencing violence since I was very young over there.
Talk to me a little bit about that, what it was like as a child.
The strongest memory I have as a child is being powerless. Because I recall a few times where I've been in situations of like extreme violence, and I think the fact that I was more feminine, I liked to dress up nice, etc., was a further mark that just put a target on me. And a lot of cases, people believed that beating the femininity out of me was the way forward, which made me grow up with a giant fear of being myself.
Yeah, because now you see you look so glorious with your earrings, and you've got your beautifully applied eye makeup as well. Was that part of growing up in Sudan, or is that quite a recent thing?
That's a very recent thing, actually, because as a child, I've always found great comfort in color. I remember during Ramadan, especially closer to Eid, we would decorate the house with fairy lights, which is the equivalent of Christmas here. And in all the times I've been in where I've been locked in a room or something, and the only thing I could see was the faint fairy lights. And to this day, it just brings me such comfort. So color has been something I've always used to make myself feel better.
Yeah, and that makes sense that you would hang on to something beautiful, especially in a time which is pretty dark and horrible by the sounds of it. When you left Sudan, you're only 15 to come to the UK. Did you come with anyone? What happened to your parents?
My parents passed away just when I was 14. Okay. And arrived here on my own as an unaccompanied minor asylum seeker, and it was pretty scary because there was a shortage for kids, for spaces in care. I was put temporarily into a children's home for children with violence issues. And it was a very intense 2 weeks there. Because
did you have violence issues?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. I'm almost averse to violence, but I could have easily went the other way where I was just reveling in it. And yeah, it was a scary time.
Yeah. So you're on your own, a child, in a new country which feels really different to before. How do you think all this impacted your mental health?
Severely, because as I grew older and I made friends and peers, etc., I could see everyone's dreams kind of take shape around me. So people wanted to open restaurants, become lawyers, doctors, etc. But my focus never changed. My goal has always been, how can I get myself to feel safe again? And the older I get, the more I realize it's a strange goal to have. But I think when I look back at what I've been through, it's all I could kind of fantasize about all day, because it follows you when you sleep, when you wake up. It's a non-stop thing.
Were you diagnosed with PTSD?
I was diagnosed when I was 15, and I found PTSD was something that got worse the more I understood the complexity of what I went through. And only recently, through things like TikTok and social media, I've felt accepted again, because I think the years of mental abuse you inflict on yourself, because it's what you're used to, it becomes hard to believe things. Like, I believe a compliment, or believe that someone wants to hang out with you. Your brain tends to just play tricks on you. And only through opening up and speaking to people who've had the exact same thing, people will say, oh, I can't sleep either, or this, and suddenly you go, oh wow, I feel less alone. I feel like I can do this. Because the fact that speaking to someone who understands makes such a profound impact on me, at least. I can honestly say is that I can see the positivity. Even the fact that I'm here today is a sign that I overcame, because so much of my life is controlled by completely irrational fear that only I could overcome. And the fact that I just do stuff like come out to an interview and make myself shown is a sign I'm still hanging on.
Well, we're very glad you did. Faris Khalifa, thank you.
Okay, anytime.
And that was Faris Khalifa there, who has been supported by the charity Mind. If you or anyone else you know struggling with their mental health, you can see their details on the screen right now.